Hello again, everybody. This is Craig Evans of Autism Hangout, and thank you for tuning in to another report in this series, the Moving Out series. And I'd like to have you meet a friend of mine. His name is Ralph. Ralph is the mascot for Hammer Residences here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. There was some statistics that came out of California the other day that said 80% of our kids are now 18 and under. That means only 20% have entered into the world. And as our kids have gone through the educational system like a pig in a python, I can tell you as they're coming out on the other side, there's not a whole lot available for them as it relates to transition programs or group homes. But that's going to change, and it's going to change soon. As a part of this ongoing series called Moving Out, Autism Hangout is coupled together with other reporters on the web to be able to bring you the pockets of success that we've been able to locate, whether that's a transition home or a group home. We're trying to find the things that are working so we can bring this knowledge to the general public. And today we're going to be talking to the folks at Hammer about their successful group homes for people on the spectrum. I'm sitting down today with Lisbeth Armstrong, who's the Director of Program Services at Hammer. And like most of these interviews, I like to start off with how people first got involved with our special kids, our kids with autism. And Lisbeth's got a great story, so if you wouldn't mind telling me that again. How old were you and what was your first inspiration?
Well, this has truly been a lifelong journey for me. I started as, when I was 11 years old, I had the opportunity to go to a party that was hosted by a family friend of ours. They had a child with a disability. They invited my family to go over with them. So there was a group of, whole bunch of young people with Down syndrome, yeah. And I got to be a part of it, and I was hooked. I knew that this was going to be what I was going to do for the rest of my life. Hammer is a nonprofit organization that was started in 1929, actually 1923, but then came to Wayzata in Minnesota in 1929. And we have been supporting people ever since then. First it was a house setting, and actually the house, there's a picture of it right up there, the original house. But then it turned into being more like an institution. And so in the early 80s we decided we really didn't want people living in an institution with congregate dining and bathrooms like you find in a typical dorm. And so in 1988 we moved 46 people out of that institution and into regular homes in regular neighborhoods. So that's what we've been doing. Okay, so it's a traditional home. Everybody has their bedroom. Yes.
You have a common eating area like a kitchen. And people have, is there a common like social room, a television room? Or?
Absolutely. We tried to find homes that really fit the needs of the people. So we looked for homes that were maybe near shops and stores and bus lines. But all of our homes have at least one, like a living room. But we tried to find homes that had a den and a living room so that people didn't have to always be in a group.
Now, I'm assuming in your early years, most of the people that you dealt with had Down syndrome or cerebral palsy. When did you first start seeing the surge of people with autism, and how do you design your residences around our special people?
Well, we have served people with autism and different forms and severity of that disability forever. And what we've typically done in the past is we've had people living in our homes with other people that may not have autism. However, in the last number of years, we've totally seen an increase in the number of people particularly people with Asperger's, who have come to us and are looking for like residential placement. We have enough of them so that we can rent what we call a community apartment. So what it allows is for people to have the opportunity to live independently. They live in their own apartment, but there's also this community apartment where they can build community, and people get together and can talk with each other and have friends, so they're not isolated in their apartments. But that's also where our staff kind of work out of, that community apartment. Each of our programs has like a community dinner once a month. Some of them do it every night. It really varies according to the number of people. But we found this to be a very successful model for people with Asperger's, because they have the opportunity to get the support they need. So there's support for the social aspects that are so important for individuals with Asperger's. They also have the independence that they desire and need.
Yeah. What are some of the programs that you offer as far as teaching them how to assimilate in the community or perhaps work? What does Hammer Services offer Asperger's people?
Well, that's sort of a difficult question to answer, but I'll do my best. Our mission statement says that we will provide people with disabilities the opportunity to live life to its fullest. Now that can sound like a lovely, kind of fluffy mission statement, but it truly is a very difficult one. What it means is we have to become an expert in each individual. We have to figure out what life to its fullest means for each individual. So I can't tell you exactly what we do for everyone who has Asperger's, because everyone who has Asperger's is different. And so we truly tailor it to, to the individual and what they need. What I see so often is family members who are just petrified by the system. There's so much that is really unknown. And so one of my passions is to work with families, talk with families, and try and make that crazy maze that they have to go through seem more straight. And so one of my passions is really helping families to find the answer for their family member.
Can you tell us how people go about funding an independent living situation like Hammer?
So if somebody has a DD waiver, they can come to us. I would be thrilled to talk with them, give them a tour. We can go and look at our apartment programs.
Now, I know that you're a nonprofit. You mentioned that up front. How does Hammer go about raising money to keep Hammer going, as you have for, what, 80 years now? I think you said 1923?
Yeah, almost 85 years.
Yeah.
So we're just coming up to our 85th year. We just have lots of very, very generous people, both family members and friends. We have an event coming up next week that's called Art Cetera, so that we're going to be bringing people in.
How many locations are there for Hammer? Is it just in the Minneapolis area, or is Hammer throughout the United States?
We're located all in the western suburbs of Minneapolis. So we have 38 locations, soon to be 39. Mid-August it'll be 39.
And how many people that stay at Hammer are from out of state, or are they all from in-state?
We do have some people who are from out of state. It's not a lot, but it can be done. People who are coming from outside of Minnesota can move into some of the Hammer locations.
How can people get more information about Hammer residences?
Well, we have a website that is wonderful, and people can go there. The website address is www.hammer, just like the tool, HAMMER.org.
If you've seen a place like Hammer, you can get encouraged. There are some wonderful places out there, wonderful group homes that are succeeding with our special kids. If you'd like more information on Hammer, please follow through. If your kids aren't one of the fortunate ones that gets to go on to college, there are wonderful places that will support their independent living. Thank you, Autism Hangout. I'll be back again soon. By the way, this great piece of artwork, this was done by my wife, Deanne L. Parks.